We all do it, right? That quick sorry
Oh,
for
yes.
being like a minute late or asking a question, maybe just for bumping into someone's, virtual space these days.
Mm-hmm. Feels polite.
It does. It feels like just good manners. But what if, and this is what we're digging into today, what if that automatic apology is actually, well, costing you? Professionally, I mean.
That's the core idea.
So today we're doing a deep dive into the surprising impact of this one super common word, that reflexive sorry.
Yeah.
Our mission here is really to unpack how this seemingly tiny word might be affecting your authority, maybe even your career path.
And we're drawing on some fascinating stuff here.
We are. We're looking at excerpts from Beyond Apology, Mastering Authority Through Confident Language. It's by Wakas, who's a public speaking confidence coach. And honestly, some of the insights, pretty eye-opening.
They really are. And Waka's, he doesn't pull any punches. The source flat out says this automatic apology habit is, and I'm quoting here, killing your career.
Wow, strong words.
Yeah, costing opportunities, chances to lead. And the brutal truth, as he puts it, is that saying sorry all the time, it actually trains people subconsciously to see you as maybe less capable, less confident, weak even. So it's not just, a throwaway word. It has real consequences. It sort of chips away at your professional standing.
That concept you mentioned, that every sorry is actually programming for how others treat you. That really stopped me in my tracks. It's not just a word then. What's the psychology behind that? Why is it so damaging according to Wakas?
Well, it's subtle, right? But it adds up. Wakas explains that when you constantly apologize for needing things, for having an opinion, just for being present, you're kind of inviting people to second-guess you.
Okay.
To, question your expertise, maybe doubt the decisions you make. Eventually, they might just dismiss your contributions altogether.
So it chips away at your credibility.
Exactly. He calls the effect ruthless. It's this slow erosion of your gravitas, your authority. You're basically teaching people not to take you as seriously.
Ruthless. That definitely makes you think twice about every casual sorry. Okay, so if these apologies are like authority killers, what's the fix? What does Waka suggest we do instead? How does he break it down?
Yeah, he gets practical. He identifies these 7 authority killers, specific phrases we use all the time.
Okay.
And then for each one, he gives a power move, a confident alternative. It's all about using language intentionally to project competence, not, constant deference.
Got it. Okay, let's jump into number 1. This one is so common, you need to ask something, and you start with, sorry, can I ask a quick question? Hear it constantly.
All the time. And the problem, according to Walk, is you're apologizing for needing information. Like your need for clarity is an inconvenience.
Right.
It makes you seem like a bother. And it also kind of downplays your question before you even ask it. Makes it seem unimportant.
Okay, so you're saying sorry for needing clarity, which devalues the question itself. Makes sense. So what's the power move? How do we ask confidently?
It's about being direct, owning it. Just say, I have a question about whatever the topic is.
Simple.
Simple but effective. It works because it's purposeful. It shows you value your own need for information, right? It commands attention rather than like begging for a moment. You're asserting your right to know.
Okay, directness. I like that. What about the next one? Something we pretty much all apologize for. Being just a couple of minutes late. Sorry I'm late. I know I do that. Even for like a 30-second delay on a video call.
That little guilt spike.
Yeah. What's the issue there, according to the source?
Well, that guilt you mentioned, that's part of it. Waka says it over-dramatizes something minor. It creates this unnecessary guilt loop.
Right.
And importantly, it shifts the focus immediately onto your tiny failure instead of just getting on with the meeting or the work. Wastes a bit of energy.
So ditch the apology for being 2 minutes late. What do we say? Or do?
2 options, really. Either a simple thanks for waiting.
Oh, I like that. Positive framing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or often you can just begin, jump into the agenda. The point is, it acknowledges their time positively, keeps the momentum going forward, and avoids that, self-flagellation over nothing. Get straight to business.
That's very practical. Okay, number 3. When you need something from someone, maybe interrupt them slightly and you say, sorry to bother you, but seems like standard politeness.
It does seem polite, yeah. But the source argues its negative impact is that you're basically labeling your own interaction as annoying before it even starts. You're apologizing for needing their time or input.
Yeah.
And that kind of invites them subconsciously to treat it as a bother. You've already framed yourself as a nuisance.
So I've already given them permission to be slightly annoyed.
I love it.
Okay. So how do we approach someone confidently without saying we're a bother? What's the power move?
The strategy here is to reframe it completely. Try. I need your expertise on specific issue.
Ooh, okay.
See how that works. It positions them as the expert.
That's flattering, right? I mean, it's about collaboration, not interruption. You show respect by valuing their knowledge, which usually makes them much more willing to engage.
That's smart. It flips the script from I'm annoying to your input is valuable. Very good. Okay, but what about actual disagreement? It feels natural to soften it with, sorry, I disagree. Isn't that just being, diplomatic?
It's a really good question. And Wakas isn't saying be rude. Not at all.
Okay.
But he draws a line, saying, sorry, I disagree. You're essentially apologizing for having a different thought, for thinking independently. It weakens your point before you even make it. It signals, like intellectual insecurity. You apologize for a mistake, right? Not for having a different perspective.
Okay, I see the distinction. So how do we disagree confidently but still respectfully, without that apologetic opening?
He suggests phrases like, I see this differently, or maybe my take on this is...
Direct again. Yeah, direct but respectful. It presents your view with confidence. You're not attacking them. You're maintaining the dialogue, but you're also showing you have the courage of your convictions, adding value, not apologizing for having a brain.
Owning your perspective. Got it.
That flows nicely into number 5, which is that preemptive qualifier. Sorry if this is wrong, but, or this might be a stupid idea, but...
We do that to soften things, right?
Exactly. We're trying to manage expectations or potential criticism. But the effect, Wakas argues, is pretty damaging. You're basically discrediting your own idea up front. You're inviting people to dismiss it. It just, as he puts it, screams lack of confidence.
Right.
You're telling them you don't even fully back your own suggestion.
You're right. Self-sabotage. So instead of shooting down our own ideas, how do we present them with more conviction? What's the power move?
Again, it's about ownership.
Yeah.
Try starting with, based on my analysis, or here's what I'm seeing, or even just, here's my thought. It works because you're presenting it with conviction.
Yeah.
You're owning your expertise, or at least your thought process. It forces people to actually engage with the substance of your idea, not your apology for having it.
Makes sense. Asserting your perspective. Okay, 2 left. Number 6. Sorry to interrupt. Another one that just feels polite. If you need to jump into a conversation, why is that an authority killer?
It feels polite, I agree. But the hidden cost, according to the source, is that you're apologizing just for participating, for adding your voice. It makes your contribution seem illegitimate, like you're breaking in where you don't belong. It reinforces this idea that maybe you're an outsider, not an equal participant. You're asking permission to speak, basically.
Okay, so less about politeness, more about positioning. What's a better way to join in? Confident, but still collaborative.
You want to frame it as building, not breaking in. So try phrases like building on that point, or to add some context here, or that makes me think.
Connecting language.
Exactly. It frames your input as a valuable addition. It shows you are listening, you're engaged, and you're enhancing the discussion. Positions you as a collaborator, not, an interrupter.
I like that. Shifting from interruption to contribution.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Number 7. Sorry, one more thing. Usually tacked on at the end, maybe an afterthought.
Yeah, or something you almost forgot. And this one's an authority killer because, well, you're apologizing for offering more value.
Right.
It makes your final point seem like a burden, like you're taking up extra time you shouldn't.
Yeah.
It diminishes the importance of what might actually be a crucial piece of information. Makes it seem trivial.
So how do we signal that this final thought is important without the apology?
The power move is to emphasize its value. Use something like, one critical factor we should consider, or actually this point matters because...
Creates a bit of urgency.
Precisely. It highlights the importance, it creates focus, and shows you've been thorough in your thinking, not just hesitant to add something else. It says, listen up, this is valuable.
Okay, so we've gone through the 7 specific phrases. But stepping back, what's the bigger picture here? What's the cumulative damage Wakas is talking about?
Yeah, it really comes back to that core idea he stresses. Your words aren't just communication. They're programming for how others treat you.
That programming idea is powerful.
It is. Think of each unnecessary sorry as like a tiny psychological signal, a micro undermining of your own authority. And over time, all those signals add up. They paint a picture of someone who's maybe tentative, lacks confidence, whose opinions don't need to be taken quite as seriously.
So it's death by 1,000 cuts, almost.
Kind of, yeah. The long-term damage, Walkus warns, is significant. It can lead to being overlooked, passed over for opportunities. It means your ideas get taken less seriously, your authority is permanently damaged, and you might not even realize it's happening in the day-to-day.
Wow, so it's really not just about politeness, is it? It's fundamentally about perception, about the unconscious messages we send about our own confidence, our own value, and how those messages stack up over time and literally shape our career path.
Exactly. It's about how you're valued, ultimately.
This whole deep dive into Waka's work, it really hammers home how powerful our language is. Even small words, these little habits like saying sorry, constantly. They really shape how people see us, our authority, our competence. And just knowing this, being aware of this dynamic, that feels like a tool in itself, doesn't it? Something you can actually use to communicate more effectively, to, well, command the respect you've earned.
Absolutely. That's the core message from the source, loud and clear. Stop apologizing for existing. Start commanding the respect you've earned. It's really a call to be more intentional with our words, to own our space.
That is a powerful thought to end on. Really makes you reflect. And it brings us back to that question Waka's poses directly. Which sorry is costing you the most right now? Something to definitely think about, isn't it? Maybe even change.